I really needed to eat something before this video because I got fatigued at my local game store on this Sunday playing the 5th anniversary tournament for Flesh and Blood. And more importantly, at the same time, the World Championship for Flesh and Blood was going on in Osaka. And shout out to you, Gregos, because Gregos won the whole thing by playing Life Gain, Fatigue, Enigma. And this is a big problem now. Exactly. We will talk about this topic in this video, so don't hesitate to comment down below what you think about this. Do you love fatigue? Do you hate fatigue? Do you think certain cards need to be banned? We will talk about all this, so let's jump right into it. As you can see, Gregos is pointing at his shirt here because, he not only won the World Championship, but he is a proud Polish player. So not only is he a Polish player, but in Flesh and Blood you're actually winning amazing prizes, and that's why he's holding up this big check, because not like in other games, we're not winning switches here in Flesh and Blood, they are winning real prizes, and in this case, Gregos won $100,000 on top of all of those prize cards that he's gotten for achieving this amazing goal in Flesh and Blood. And also, look at this photo here, the Polish team celebrating this win. So how can all these happy faces be here when, fatigue is such a big problem in Flesh and Blood, right? Let's jump into the stream actually for the World Championship in Flesh and Blood and look at Rob here for a second, because Rob was the top 8 the top 8 player that Gregos needed to face. And it was pretty similar, like in the finals too. He needed to face Aurora there too. And he was even fatiguing Rob like it was no deal. And when you're looking at it, we are nearly in the 85th minute and the game was going on for even 90 minutes. And even though Rob is at 31 life still, Gregos is down to 15, but there are not that many cards left in Rob's deck. And that is exactly this fatigue thing. Look at this. Rob is even more mad here because he got Gregos down to 6, but there are not many cards. There's not that much energy left in his deck, so he can't take him down, even though he's presenting that much damage. And we know that from Flesh and Blood, right? That is not really new to the game, that there is a fatigue playstyle. We will talk about this later on in the video too, but now let's focus on the finals here, because actually, like I said, Mercy Bickle here playing Aurora 2 in the finals. Just like Rob did in his top 8 match against Gregos. And here, same thing. So starting the game, the fatigue player actually loses life and then gains life back from Count Your Blessings. And then when the game goes on and on, Gregos doesn't really need to make that much offensive moves here to win the game. Actually, he's more on the defensive side and just fatiguing, Mercy Bickle here, slowly but surely. And then looking at this counter here, we are nearly at the 8th minute, but still Gregos has 21 life left. There's plenty of cards left in his deck, but Mercy Bickle's side is looking not so good. Even though she's presenting that much damage again, there are not that many cards left, and that is exactly what this fatigue thing is in Flesh and Blood, right? You're winning not because you're reducing, the opponent's life points to 0, but rather by fatiguing their deck, making sure they don't have anything left to come back and winning that way. Don't get me wrong, Enigma could even come back here on the offense side in the end while presenting those Spectral Shield tokens. But in the first place, Gregos was winning because he had more cards left, more life left than Mercy Bickle in the end. And I want to talk about this topic because I think for a new player's experience, this is not really fun to watch and not even fun to play against. And I can tell that because, like I said, I was playing KO Armed and Dangerous because, I saw this amazing, if you haven't seen this, I assume you all have seen it yet, this amazing A Night at the Armory, advertising trailer for Flesh and Blood. And showing this amazing experience that you can have while playing yeah, at the armory, and even when facing some of the best players, just like Brody Spurlock here. But I have to say, yeah, when you're playing a lot against fatigue and you're a new player, that is really not fun. And even when you're an experienced player, there are a lot of experienced players, pro players, that hate to play it. There are some who love it too, don't get me wrong. We will come to that in a few seconds too. But for a new player, also when buying one of these armory decks, there's not really an armory deck that represents how to play fatigue, right? I mean, you can learn a little bit about what is fatigue and how to play fatigue a little bit with these armory decks too. Just like, yeah, I played the KO armory deck at the 5th anniversary tournament at my local game store. But then in the first turn, yeah, facing Fatigue Bravo with Count Your Blessings. Shout out to Christoph. But yeah, I think for me, it was nice to play against the strategy because I know how it works. And it was my first time actually playing against Fatigue because I'm not playing that much CC. So I at least could learn something. But I can get why experienced players, yeah, that face this strategy a lot and that hate to play those long games and know at a certain point just that you have lost and that you can't do anything about it. I can get you guys why you are a little bit angry about this strategy. And also I can understand you aggro players, guys. I love aggro too. But I think especially it's a little bit weird for newer players to learn this, but it's inherent to Flesh and Blood, right? There are these defensive, heavy defensive decks, just like we had Oldhim and now we have Enigma. But I think it's a little bit strange. Even when looking in the future, when we get this Jalva Tridey, yeah, armory deck, I'm not sure if you will play a Fatigue Jarl deck in the future, maybe. So that could be a starting point for a new player to dive into Fatigue right away. But honestly, looking at the streams from the World Championship, those really long games, those 90-minute games, where halfway through the game you already know who will win this game, and then you still need to watch 45 minutes. It's not that fun, guys. It's not that fun. And also, I have to be honest here, guys, yeah. Flesh and Blood has really fun and interactive gameplay, but it can be tempting to complain about these, very heavy leaning metas where it's either you are playing full aggro with Zen and Crouching Tigers, or you're getting fatigued by Count Your Blessings and Enigma on the way other side. I can get that, guys, yeah. Choose your, how do you say it in English? Your enemies. Choose your enemies here and tell me what did you dislike more or liked more? Yeah, the Crouching Tigers or the Count Your Blessings? Now, definitely when you want to, learn what fatigue is a little bit more, we will not really dive into all those details in this video. I have a video up on my channel talking to one of the fatigue masters in Flesh and Blood, Charles Dunn, here on my channel, so go and check that out. And I would also recommend, if you guys, want to learn more about fatigue, I think it's really nice to look at Fatigue Oldhim against Fire Rising Rebellion. And there are a lot of videos out there that you can look at and learn a little bit more about how to counter this strategy, because there was actually a meta where Fire Rising Rebellion could counter Oldhim easily and beat the fatigue strategy. And you can learn about that. I am not really that much of a CC pro, so I can't tell if that is suitable for Enigma too, but at least you can learn how fatigue works and how you can find ways to counter this strategy. Now guys, also I want to count out here that of course we can complain about this, but I think it is very important to point out that we have a very diverse meta in Flesh and Blood, and this is represented even by the top 8 of the World Championship here in Osaka. Because Valentin, shout out to you too, played Enigma too, and he wasn't on a fatigue plan, but he managed to get to the top 8 of the best in the world at the World Championship with Enigma, the same hero that Gregor also played, but just by switching a little bit the strategy and not including, like you can see from the list here, those Count Your Blessings. He was not playing that strategy. I mean, he wasn't in the finals, but it just shows that you're not forced to play this fatigue strategy in order to win the game. or to have, an edge in the game. But then looking at Gregor's, strategy here with Enigma, the same hero, just like Valentin, he included those count your blessings and played a little bit, different strategy. But it turned out that exactly this strategy was the best strategy for the World Championship in order to take it to the first place. Also, coming to those, good aspects for Flesh and Blood, the diverse meta, the fun and interactive gameplay that you can have, taking fatigue to the side for beginners. This is also represented here heavily, in my opinion, when looking at the meta spread out for day one at the World Championship, because there are so many different heroes played here. And I mean, you can see the heroes that you had in the top 8 for the World Championship are also those who are most represented, but you could choose from 5 decks here, guys. And also, a lot of players were taking their turn on Zen, excuse me, guys. And also there were other heroes who were widely represented, and even, the off-meta heroes and those fan-favorite heroes, people were taking those heroes to the World Championship. And when looking at the second day, there were even some of those outlier CC heroes who were making it, to day 2. Of course, again, looking at the top 5 here, those are the ones that ended up in the top 8. But it was not one deck that you needed to play in order to win. It was not like Fatigue Enigma all the way or you die. Also looking at the top 8 here, oh man, I just love to see this photo. Shout out to all the top 8 players. And also looking at how the top 8 went in order then for Gregors, to take it all in the end. I think it is a very healthy and diverse meta here. Let me know if you're a CC pro, if you think this is healthy and this is good, or if you hate fatigue that much that you think count your blessings need to be banned immediately. I saw a lot of comments on this already, and so I also wanted to point out, because in Flesh and Blood there are most of the time different tournaments going on at the same time when you are at the big tournament like the Pro Tour or the Flesh and Blood World Championship. And in this case too, we can look at the calling that was going on on Saturday and Sunday here too. It was a CC only tournament, so not like for the World Championship. Keep that in mind, guys. The World Championship is a 2-format played tournament, so you're not only playing Classic Constructed, but you also need to be an outstanding drafter in order to make it to the top. So even if there were decks in CC, that might have been really good, these players maybe have not been that great in draft, so they were not the ones who ended up in the top 8. But coming back to the calling, guys, when comparing the top 8 for the calling and the top 8 for the World Championship, there is not a clear strategy here or an indicator that you needed to play fatigue in order to be one of the best players, right? Even I didn't look at the deck list or at the recordings of the calling yet, but just looking at this top 8 here, it is clear that even the 6th best or the 6th most represented hero in the World Championships then was taking down the calling. And there is not even an Enigma in the top 4, even though we have one Enigma in the top 8. But there are also other heroes even in the top 8 than compared to the World Championship. And I think that is a very nice way to look at this as a new player too. When getting stressed out about fatigue, you can have multiple strategies that work in Flesh and Blood. And if you're an experienced player, I think you can even counter fatigue in the end. Though, like I said, I never played this Enigma fatigue strategy, this count your blessings, besides this Bravo experience that I had. And even in this Bravo experience, at a certain point, I just knew I couldn't do anything. I had my double blood rush turns and stuff like that. But then also I learned from that. I learned that I need to get my foot off the gas actually to beat that fatigue strategy and really lean in on all those value points and just play all of my turns actually for the most value and plan ahead. That is something that I can at least give out to that. But then I faced Kano. So, Okay, guys, this is a new topic, but yeah, just pointing this out again, guys. Even we have Ira Scarlet Revenger here in the top 8, a hero that was just, yeah, the first time playable at this event. Man, how amazing is this? Love to see it. Okay, also, guys, yeah, shout out to Rob here. United Kingdom, coming from the United Kingdom, Rob Catton. He has the second world's top 8 here, just like Michael Hamilton. Shout out to you, Michael, too. First world champion for Flesh and Blood. But Rob, he not only, yeah, still is on the Engulfing Flame Wave here. His favorite card that he played at the first world championship. But he drafted both times at the World Championship Verdance. So he's my real hero here. I just love to play Verdance and draft. Like you can maybe guess from some of the videos that I've put out on this channel. But man, I am very, very happy for Rob here. So also, yeah, I want to come to this Living Legend thing in Flesh and Blood. So I think at this point we are, yeah, over with the fatigue topic for the video, but I want to touch a little bit more on the World Championship by looking at the other tournaments that were going on, and especially Living Legend, because I am so excited about Living Legend. I didn't get to play it yet in real person, and we don't have tournaments nearby, but when a calling comes up, maybe there's Living Legend, I really want to look into that and play some Living Legend games. So let me know what you think about that Living Legend format in Flesh and Blood, and that it played a huge role in the World Championship, because we will look at it in a few seconds. But if you like the video so far, guys, I would really appreciate it if you also like the video, and if you even want to support the channel a little bit further, we have YouTube channel membership available now for the Fabled Academy, and also I have started Patreon again. So if you want to support the channel, definitely check that out. So thank you so much. Let's get back to the Living Legend thing. So there was the first time, actually, this was the third World Championship for Flesh and Blood, and we had the first time a Team Cup event. So what that meant, basically, that the 3 best players from a country, so 3 best players that could attend, yeah, this event, were playing together and had, yeah, like you can see it from this photo here, were playing at the same time against another team, and which team, whoever got the most wins out of these 3 gets points, and then also throughout the tournament of the World Championship, the single players are also gathering points in order to come to the finals of this Team Cup. And there was even a new prize pool available for this Team Cup, so $60,000 and also amazing other prizes that were only given out for this Team Cup. I haven't seen photos of it yet, so I would really be interested in seeing that. But those games that you needed to play inside of your team when facing another team, those were actually Living Legend. And as you can see here, Team Romania took it all at the end. They were not even playing Bravo Star of the Show, who was, the best hero for a long time, or at least a certain time in the Living Legend format. And there are also very different heroes here. So I love to see the diversity again in the Living Legend format, and also that we have, this Team Cup thing for the World Championship going on. Let me know what you guys think about it. I'm very curious to hear your opinion on this, but I think that is just so amazing, and I love to be a part of this community, honestly. Also, looking at the spread out here for another tournament that was Living Legend, actually the Battle Hardened, who is going on Sunday. There are also very different heroes played here, and I love that you can just play also, those retired heroes that are gone from Classic Constructed again here, but also you can see the heroes that are available in Classic Constructed, they are also available for Living Legend, just like Aurora, and you can power them up to the fullest, play them full force. But I'm really bummed, guys, that we have only one Fi. So I would love to play Fi, but it seems he isn't really the best hero in there. But just looking at the top 8, there are different heroes in here even. You can really take different strategies and master a hero, and then, lean into this way and find a way maybe even to the top 8 of one of those tournaments. I also really like that there is a way for those players who are dropping from the World Championship or even the calling to play another tournament and not being left over. I really love that. So I think it was a $2,000 tournament in total. That is a very heavy top tournament, not like the World Championship or the calling, I guess. But shout out to you, Peter, taking it down with Kano. I wanted to win. I wanted Kano to win the World Championship, but that was really not possible, I guess, because no Kano even made it to day 2. But yeah, at least Peter took the battle round with Kano, playing all of those tomes. I really would love to see a deck kick on that, and I'm sure Peter will do one. So shout out to you, Peter. Also, yeah, we talked about the World Cup, but in the end, you guys, James, where is the popped collar? Where is the popped collar? Oh my goodness. No, just making a little funny at the end. I really want to thank for this World Championship here. It was even really amazing to look at all the weekend. And also, I think all those new spoilers and all the hunted announcements were really amazing. So I just want to experience this amazing time with you together, guys. That's why I'm making these videos, and that's why I'm also continuing making these videos. Like I said, if you like the video, give a like to the video as well. And if you want to support the channel even further, check out the YouTube membership or the Patreon. Guys, we see us in the next video.